Hello and good evening. My name is John. We're playing Nusantara, Legend of the Winged Ones. Part of my Steam cleaning series, where I go through every game in my Steam library, eventually an arbitrarily rate and or review them after a wee bit of playtime. I don't quite know what this game is about, but based on this here, I'm betting this is a visual novel. Let's hit start and find out together. Yep, visual novel. Oh, it's the world. Long ago, when the world was still young and humans had only just learned how to write, legends of mythical beings spread over the continents. Not that long ago, because the continental drift was not represented there. Tales of dragons, griffins, unicorns, and many other mythical beings prevailed in folklore. Some of these beings even possessed human characteristics such as centaurs or kinara. Can't say that. But there is one legend, lost and forgotten. Well, there are none alive today who remember the tale. A legend about winged humans and those with skin tougher than steel. How they prospered and how they vanished without a trace. How they moved the subtitles from subtitles to baked-in video. This is a story about birth, death, peace, war, ... and love. How it all began from the gift of a blue crystal, both a blessing and a curse from the goddess. And now, without further ado, or a long ado, the legend shall be unfolded by a human girl. Is that me? Am I the human girl in this story? Chapter 1. Her name is Tamara Kurnawano. Cannot say that name. ... Someone, please help. For him. Wilner. Is Shatner doing the line reading here? Eek! Gotcha. Now say uncle. No! Ah! These are very slight color difference for different voices. Princess, I won't stop until you say uncle. No! Ah! Crash. I can hear you, Tamara. And stop playing, Goosty. It's time for her to sleep. Yes, ma'am. Poof. Ah ha 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 ha. Honey. That's mom. Dad. Okay, sweetie. I'll take her to bed. Tomorrow. Aw, that's our character. Young. Aw, party pooper. Dad and I were in my room. In outer space. It was quite dark and we hadn't turned on the lights. The sky outside was adorned with stars. The Night Queen had indeed covered the world with her majestic cloak. Or at least, that's what Dad said. He had such a way with words. As moonlight illuminated my room, familiar features greeted me. Wooden floor, green walls, with the sky painted on the ceiling, and a big window. I also had some furniture, a cupboard, a small table, and a bookshelf, but that was all. Bed? I didn't want my room to be too cramped. I pushed my dad away, wanting to escape from the cold floor and find familiar warmth in my bed. There. As I climbed into bed, Dad joined me and ruffled my hair. I slapped his hand away playfully and then stretched my arms and leg a bit for reaching under my pillow for my favorite storybook. He reached out for my messy hair again when I approached him, book in hand. This time I punched him in the shoulder lightly. Hey, it's difficult enough to brush the hair in the morning without you messing with it. Faked a hurt expression and put his hand on his chest, across his heart. Such a drama queen. Daddy. He let out another laugh. Sometimes I thought he acted more childish than I did and thought coming from a 10-year-old girl. All right. So anyway, snatched a book from me and leaned into him with this expectation written all. Molly Kundaing again? Don't you ever get bored with this story? We read it almost every day. Girls your age should read stories about unicorns, rainbows, and princesses. Or maybe you shouldn't be such a gender stereotyping dad. Oh, and how about the knight in shining armor riding a white stallion? I know you love it. Yeah, that was when I was 8. Though it was only 2 years ago. I'm already bored with princesses and princes living happily ever after. Read this one for me, Daddy. Push the book to him, my patience running thin. She really internally monologues very well for a 10-year-old girl. Or 10-year-old anybody. I don't know why, but the story about a man turning into stone fascinated me. Ooh, she must be a witch. Dad exaggerated a sigh and finally took the book. Fine, the magic word is please. Please. He let out a huge grin and kissed my forehead. That's my girl. Alright, so it's now a visual novel. It's now a regular novel inside a visual novel. As he told the Malin Kundang story from umpteenth time, I could feel myself gradually getting sleepy. In short, my eyes fluttered closed and my body leaned back into his warm and broad chest. Snuggled in closer. Feeling warm and safe, I nearly surrendered to sleep when suddenly, I remembered my mom's strange behavior earlier. Daddy, why does Mommy get so angry often now? Get angry so often now? Well, I think it's just because she's in a bad mood. I nodded hesitantly and still a little unsure. Usually, Mommy would join us to play before bed, but lately I had a feeling that she was drifting apart from me. Very advanced thoughts for a 10-year-old. Don't worry. She'll be back to normal before you know it. ... Everything will be alright. He said this while stroking my hair. Lots of dots. Yeah, she will cook... Thinking, I guess? She will cook delicious food for us in the morning and she'll give me a hug before I go to school. I'll tease Mom and Dad and tell them to get a room when they kiss each other good morning. Perfect. I don't think this character's written like a 10-year-old. I think it's written like an adult writing a 10-year-old without... Okay, so was it a flashback? Has to be a flashback. Tamara. Darn it, dreaming about that at a time like this? Gods must have a knack for messing with me. Back then I was so naive. It hurt just to think about it. Shook my head, erasing the remnants of the dream. I flicked my wrist to look at my watch. 1 p.m. with only a period instead of a colon. Still 3 more hours to kill. Okay, so what to do? Glanced around, not looking for anything particular. 2 other people sitting in the bus, mind their own business, and my backpack was securely beside me. Ho hum. Here I am on way to Uncle's place. How did this happen again? How could this happen to me? Oh yeah, he annulled my apartment contract. I groaned as I remembered. Irritated, I closed my eyes and recalled the recent event. Alright, now we're flashing back to a more recent time. I was in my cozy 1-bedroom place when he suddenly called and demanded I live with him from now on. Ugh. A Kurawan should not live in a trash can of an apartment. At least that's what he said. When I declined, I found out the next day that he had annulled my 1-year apartment contract. How dare he? Question mark? How dare he? That should have been an exclamation. Ugh. That I'm so much better than you and always right old man dares to take my hard-earned home away from me. Not to mention I got fired the next day. I wonder why. What in the devil's name does he want with me? Why now? Just when I managed to get my life together. He didn't give a darn about me when my parents died. The awful way he treated me back then. That time when he tried to... Wait, what? ... I inhaled deeply, shaky breath. I inhaled a deep, shaky breath to try and calm myself. There was no need to complete that sentence. Stop it tomorrow. No use grieving and cursing over it. Doing what the man wants. Didn't have much choice as he stripped me bare of my home and job. Just calm down for now and go with the flow. You know how to do it. What a grim intro. Blocking those distracting memories, I glanced out the window. Scenery was unfamiliar, but what I was searching for was the unchanging blue sky. Since I was young, I always admired the endless blue, and for me, it was very calm. Slowly, I could feel my anger slipping away, and a thought, or more like a wish, surfaced in my head. If only I could turn into a little bird and fly away. You and Forrest Gump. Yeah, just like what? ... Wait, what? The moment I blinked, the bird disappeared. Did I see a bird? Must have been Hughesly. Such a beautiful bird on a bus. Checked the metal bus railing along curtains just to be sure. Nothing. Huh, guess my mind is playing tricks on me. I leaned back again in my seat. Speaking of birds, that reminds me of a weird dream I had recently. It's been haunting me ever since. Okay, now we're flashing back to a different dream. An actual dream, not a daydream. Keep those two things separate. I was running in a forest. The details were kind of blurry, but this flashing's kind of distracting. But I think it was autumn since there was hues of yellow, orange, and red all over the place. I didn't know why, but I had this urgent feeling that I needed to find someone. I was running, searching for that someone, and a bird was chirping somewhere in the background. Who help? Someone help. It sounded almost as if he was being tortured by someone fathomable evil. Chirping gradually turned into a man's bird. I was scared for him. Can you hear me? Where are you? I never heard such a pitiful voice. I wanted to help him, but all I could hear was the sound of crunching leaves and desperate cries. Darn it! He heaved a breath and continued running like a mad one. Strangely enough, I knew this was a dream, but I was so desperate to find that man and help him any way I could. But how am I supposed to help you when I don't even know where to go? His pain cries were now entangled with the voices of people whispering and echoing laughter. Whoever you are, stop hurting him. Voices were only getting louder, swallowing and mocking both my pleading and the man's cries. I stopped in my tracks when I heard another sound. My stomach churned. At the same time, adrenaline pumped in my blood, urging me to start running again and find him faster. This is crazy. I don't even know where he is, and yet I had a feeling that I couldn't find him then, and no one could. Please, make it stop. Hurts. It hurts. Took a deep breath, cried out in frustration. Just kill me. ... Wait, what? Scene 1, The Call, Chapter 1, Scene 1? I don't know if this has any choices. This could be a Connect novel. I want to check one thing real quick. It says adventure. Look at the Steam page. Okay, it says adventure. Not a free game. As the bus door opened, world seeming full of buildings met my eye. Jakarta, the capital city of Indonesia, had a lot of tall buildings, towers with dull colors. There was almost no greenery here. Pollution in the air made me uncomfortable. Just one look, I could already tell this was a busy city day and night. Cars and motorcycles dominated the main road, while my hometown was never crowded in the afternoon. Jakarta, still bustling with activity. Sidewalks were loaded with people walking quickly, minding their own businesses. Many were talking on their cell phones or sending texts. The mall was standing with the tall orange cream color walls with, whoa, huge LED screens at the front. Many apartment buildings in the backgrounds made the city even bigger and more intimidating. ... Uncle was not kidding when he said that this is the biggest mall in Jakarta. Interruption. Suddenly my cell phone beeped. Took it out to see the new message. Have you arrived at Orchid Garden Mall? Wait for me at the mall entrance. I sighed and sat on the roadside near the entrance, too tired to stand. Put my backpack beside me, ignoring the curious glances of people walking in and out of the mall. Feeling stiff, I stretched my arms far above my head, reaching for the clear sky. The day had progressed, the temperature seemed to have dropped a little, but I didn't care in the... Oh, the pigeon. Dove. It's that white bird from earlier, which I don't recall seeing. Huh? Someone talked to me just now? I'm sure I heard a girl's voice, but no one is even looking at me, let alone talking, so who? The bird. Gasp. A lot of dots. No way, is it the bird? I must be imagining things. Okay, it talks. It is the bird! The bird spoke, and it laughed at me. My jaw dropped as I stared at her, yet no one else seemed to know she was talking. Follow me. Then, just as quickly as she appeared, the bird flew off. What was that? Curiosity and fear filled my mind. For a while, I stood there with my mouth wide open like an idiot. Eventually, curiosity won. Quickly picked up my backpack and followed her, running past flashing specs. People in suits down the side of the road to an empty alley. Whenever I thought I lost her, she would perch on a window or a trash can is waiting for me. Never let me get too close. He's playing with me. Left, right, straight, and a dead end. Where is she? Hello? Little birdie, I'm here. Waited for an answer or at least a glimpse of white feathers. 10 seconds. 30 seconds. Gotta be here somewhere. She waited for me before, so why not now? Only a minute has passed, but I already felt like hours. Birdie, I can't wait forever. My uncle is going to kill me with his lecture, so I'm not there when he arrives. Pause. Long pause. I let out a disappointing sigh and turned around. Oh, what happened to her eyes? Gasp! I immediately felt an intimidating presence coming from a hooded figure. Oh, what do we have here? Wow. I assumed the figure was a man, but I was wrong. The voice coming out of the hood was surprisingly soft and feminine. Her voice also held a tone of enormous authority. That, combined with her ability to sneak up silently behind me, equaled a darn scared Tamara. People talk in the third person. I gulped hard. I was following a talking bird and then... Mean sorry? You did a good job of leading you to me. Okay. Well, I was planning to leave anyway, so please excuse me. Whoa. Pause. I was about to walk past her, she blocked my path. Not so fast, sweetie. I have a favor to ask you. Don't let your guard down, even though she's a woman. Wow. Let your guard down, even though she's a woman. I tried to recall my dad's self-defense lesson. He taught me a few moves, but I barely remember them now, so I'll just wear myself to bolt away here as soon as I find an opening. What do you mean a favor? I'm sorry, but my parents taught me not to talk to strangers, let alone do them a favor. Sweetie, we're not strangers. No. We're far from that. In fact, we've known each other since the day you were born. Oh, crap. I'm stuck with a crazy. I think I'm crazy. Oh, double crap. I'm stuck with a mind-reading crazy. Sadly, I don't have the time to explain everything to you. My time is almost up, she said. I honestly don't know what you're talking about. I think I'll just leave? The figure shook her head and then aimed her right hand at me. You're not leaving. We'll meet again, Tamara. And when we do, I don't think you'll have any choice but to accept. What? Ah! Don't die on me, honey. That's a threat. Till next time we meet, and good luck. What? What's the point of that? Scene 2, Arrival. Indonesia. Shaking. Lots of shaking. Uh-huh. Did I click? Okay. Everything was black. Mine was still trying to process what had just happened. The woman reached out to me and suddenly I found myself falling into an abyss. That hole appeared out of nowhere. And how did she know my name? What the heck just happened? Body was spinning out of control as I struggled hopelessly in the air. I frantically waved my arms and tried to grab onto something, though I knew it was futile. I don't even know which way was up. So my wits' ends when suddenly I saw a speck of light and forced my body to face towards it. The light came nearer and nearer. I found myself praying. Oh, there's M-birds. Huh? Huh? Oh, crap. My chest tightened into a knot and tears threatened to fall from my eyes. I screamed in fear and frustration as panic once again overtook me, and before I knew it, I was dead, because any fall from that height, even into water, would have killed me. It took me a second to realize I was underwater, but I was still alive, albeit shocked. An instinct told me to swim, so I did. I kicked my legs as hard as I could to keep myself floating, but my backpack was weighing me down. I don't think I'd make it with like this. Gasp, cough. Heavy heart, I ruined my pack. Cough, cough. Huh? Just when I thought things couldn't get any worse, pain shot up in my legs as they started to become rigid. Darn it, help, gulp, help! Gargle, gah! Dot, dot. Gah! Nig. Pause. Ugh. As the seconds passed, I became painfully aware that it was becoming harder to get to the surface for breath. My ears were ringing. My nose began to hurt. My sight was blurry, and it felt like someone was twisting my legs, and the flashing effect is going to be used constantly. I'm thinking... dot, dot, dot. What? Everything. Everything turned upside down in the blink of an eye. If only I hadn't followed that bird. Follow that bird, starring Big Bird. Dad. Huh? So I was clinging to the last speck of consciousness I had left, felt something tighten around both my wrists, and then I was pulled up. Fresh air rushed into my lungs, and my senses returned to me along with a fit of violent coughing. Stop struggling! Easy for you to say. The whole experience left me terrified beyond belief, and blurry sight didn't help either. I grabbed my savior's hands and clung to them dear life. What I wanted was to get away from the water as fast as I could. Legs were still frantically kicking. Another pair of strong hands grabbed me by the waist and hoisted me up. When I was finally out of the water, exhaustion washed over me and I found myself feeling weak. Hands were still firmly holding onto my shivering body. When they realized I wasn't struggling anymore, I could feel my body being shifted to a more comfortable position. Cough, cough, wheeze. There you go. It's all right now. Tried to open my eyes to see who had saved me. Nope, that's the wrong way. But all I could see was blurry images of brown and green with a splash of white light behind them. Then darkness engulfed me. Darkness visiting me. Huh? The end. Chapter 1, Part 3. Pause, pause, pause. Sky, don't, G, no, can't, young, dangerous, leave. It's so noisy. I could hear someone whispering, shouting, and a weird rustling that I didn't recognize. Thought I could hear someone running, too. Can't they let me sleep? I'm so tired. My body is sore all over, my eyes sting, my nose hurts, and I have an awful headache. Pause. I almost drowned. They changed your clothes. Oh, I don't know if that's good. Huh? As my memory returned, I woke with a jolt and a loud gasp. I hugged my shaking body and took a deep breath to calm my nerves, only to realize that I wasn't in my usual clothes and my hair was down. Where am I? Where are my clothes? I could sense some movement and whispers of voices, but my mind was still too hazy and clouded to comprehend it. Calm down, you're safe now, you poor girl. He's got wings, yo. Once again, I feel a pair of arms holding me. They were a different pair from before. These were more gentle, softer, and one hand was stroking my back. I struggled weakly until I came to my senses. I noticed the voices had stopped. I turned my head slowly, facing whoever was hugging me, and... I'm so glad you're awake. Aww. A beautiful woman greeted me. She had long brown hair braided at one side, mesmerizing hazel eyes. It must have been a really scary experience to almost drown like that. You're very lucky. Yuda and Mitra were patrolling around Hakuna Falls when it happened. Hakuna Matata. Are you hurt? Oh my, you're so pale. I hope you didn't catch a cold. What about... Slow down, Ashen. She? You're scaring her. Yeah, it's not like she's dying. Okay. Right? Why are they wearing... An elderly woman with white hair, kind orange eyes, here emerged in the back with the man following right behind her. All of them had tan skin and wore some kind of aboriginal clothing with trinkets of colorful feathers, stones, and teeth? I noticed a few tattoos. Huh? I turned my eyes back to the beautiful woman and the elder as when I looked at the man I saw he was practically half naked. Right side of his... Huh? The elder approached me. I flinched when she touched my forehead. It's alright, you're in good hands. My name is Kuma. Pointed to the beautiful woman. The fussy but good girl is a she, and pointed to the man. That rude son of mine is her husband, Yuda. I nodded dumbly at the brief introduction. At least I feel better now, and they seem like good people. Except the man, Yuda, who keeps glaring at me. Guess is the win. I think I'm missing something. Huh? I gawked at the sudden realization. There were wings on their backs. I thought they were some kind of decoration, but then, I swear, they moved. Takuma had a pair of brown wings, while Ash's were yellowish-brown. Yoda on the other hand had a large, intimidating pair, which were dark gray. Huh? I tried to curb my switch by touching Takuma's wings, and... the wings jumped at my touch. They're real! Let off a small squeak of shock. Both Takuma and Ashen looked at me with amusement while Yuda scowled. Hey, it's not polite to suddenly touch someone's wing. You haven't introduced yourself, so apologize, you ungrateful brat. What? Giggles. What he means is, Granny Suma's wings are delicate due to old age. Don't touch them recklessly. It would also be nice for you to introduce yourself, honey. You think I'm old? I'm like translating Yuda's words. Yuda looked at Ash in disbelief. I usually find this kind of conversation funny, but my current circumstances negated humor. A lot of questions swirled in my head, but I quickly covered and decided to push. What am I thinking? I'm rude to my saviors. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be rude. I'm really sorry for intruding and thank you for saving me. My name is Tamara, and it's nice to meet you all. I bowed my head deeply and waited for the response. Not respond. I used to lift my head and met their bewildered expressions. Well, this is a problem. Great. First we find out that she's a wingless, but now there's also a language barrier, just what we need. What? I could understand you perfectly, so what's the problem? Don't you speak English? I'm sorry, but we can't understand what you're trying to say. Oh. Now how do I explain this? The situation here is like watching a show in different language with subtitles. Couldn't speak the language, but you could still understand. Weird, right? Yeah, a little bit. Just a wild guess, but are they speaking Indonesian? Her accent is somewhat familiar, but I'm not sure. Mom was English, my dad was half Indonesian. He had spoken Indonesian at home a few times. He also used to bring me translated Indonesian folklore books, but he didn't have any chance to teach me the language, so last I conveyed my message with the most primal thing I could think of. I pointed at myself, Tamara. Then I ended with a bow. Perfect. Chapter 1, Part 3. Enemies or allies? A few minutes later, I tried to use body language to explain that I was not from this world, but was getting out of hand. You fell. Nodded and then crossed my hands, trying to describe the world, making a huge circle over my head. You're not from here? Nodded with a smile. I heard you fall from a hole in the sky. Is that true? I gave another nod and my smile widened. Yes, did you fall from heaven? Oh, baby, did you fall from heaven? My smile dropped and I shook my head. Oh, then you're sent by the goddess Fate herself? Oh my gosh, I can't believe this. Okay, this is getting weirder and weirder. Hit my head harder. No, don't tell me. Are you the goddess Fate? Slapped my forehead. Judah scoffed. You have just insulted our goddess, said she. Well, she did fall from the sky. She doesn't even have her wings yet, let alone the demeanor of a goddess. She's... Wings grow in after... No, scratch that. He's a brat. Patience. Remember that he saved you. I pointed at Ash's wings, then shook my head. We already know you haven't got your wings yet, brat. God help me with this. Takuma, I'm guessing that you'll shelter her from now on, right? I bet she can't even try to fly without wings. I give up. Now I'll let them assume that my wings haven't flown yet. Before Sukuma could reply, she cut in. You're being rude. You're not a brat. I think she's just a little younger than me. Maybe a year or two. Oh, forget about brat. She's a twerp. That was the last straw. Picked up my makeship's pillow and threw it at him. Thump. Caught it with ease. Nice try, twerp. Before I could retaliate by throwing more things, Sukuma, been quietly until now, interrupted by standing between you. Well, this has been a nice discussion. Mara, you shouldn't take him seriously. He's just too arrogant and too prideful for you. Believe me, he's actually a soft-hearted person. You just scoffed and she remembered him gently. We've been going for about a half hour. The story's okay. Like, there's a lot of good stuff going on. Not a little, like, no glaring grammatic or writing errors. The characters seem at least interesting enough. I'm gonna zoom through this, see if we get any choices in like 100 clicks or something. We'll see. It's okay if it doesn't have any. If it's just kinetic novel, like, you know, books exist, so there's nothing wrong with that. A few pictures alongside don't hurt. I'm just curious if there's any story choice. They did say adventure game. I go a little fast. There. Map, 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 map. End of day 1. All right. All right. Chapter 1, Scene 4, Adapt. Okay. Nice place. Decent amount of artwork. Those kids have tiny wings. Maybe you have to do a quest to get your wings. Okay. Doesn't look like there's any choices yet. Okay. trying to learn how to talk. Oh. I'm going to check the Steam page, Chapter 2, Quest. Guides. Is there... Achievement guide. Okay. It says there's some choices. We can get to one. Want to see a choice. Just want to see it. Aha! Okay, there are some choices. So eventually you can make some choices. Yeah, overall seems okay. The art is mixed quality, but it does look, you know, effort went into it. The story has some different characters, different settings. Haven't seen much in that style before, so kind of cool. Cheers.